Hello everyone, and once again it is I, Ryan, also known as the Love Bat, and I am here once again with a sort of early Thanksgiving Day episode of my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And so I wish everyone a very happy and safe Thanksgiving this year. I hope everyone has a very wonderful time, lots of fun, obviously. And all of my American football fans, I hope that everyone has a fun time watching football today. But I hope that everyone honestly just has a very good time with their family or loved ones or anyone else that's sort of special in their life, even if it's just hanging out with friends, even if you don't really care to celebrate it in full, or if you just care about the food and that's it. But all in all, I think that it's still a good time for everybody. Hopefully you can be thankful for some things. Being able to connect with people, I think, is just the biggest part of it. Even if you don't really care about the origins of Thanksgiving or celebrating it traditionally like other people do, I think that it's just a good time to be able to connect with people. For some people, it's the only chance to get off work or to be able to do things with other people in some cases, or hang with your family or travel to see them. So I hope that everyone on this dear day, even if you're watching my Let's Play here, that you're all able to have a good Thanksgiving when you have it, and then if you get around to watching this video at some point during the holiday break or perhaps elsewhere or another time, then I hope that you're all just enjoying yourselves and having a wonderful time with that. Well, anyway, now that the Thanksgiving introduction is over, last we left off, we were just kind of trying to explore as much of these Old Sycamore caves as we could. And as you can see here, we've really explored about as much as we can on these different Old Sycamore areas, at least as much as I can find. And so, for the most part, now it's just about, obviously we took care of lots of spiders last session, like different giant spiders. We took care of some of the kobolds on their side of the map that we were able to get to after fighting through some skeletons that we weren't strong enough. When we first encountered them, we were able to level up to level 3 at some point in a previous session, and so then we decided to rest up and then go after the skeletons at full strength, and so we were able to defeat them and unlock the side of the map that the kobolds are on. So essentially we're trying to figure out where exactly in these Old Sycamore caves that the sort of relic is, or the relic that we're supposed to be looking for to be able to gain access to the Sacred Hall and to try and get the mites and the kobolds to stop fighting each other over this sort of conflict war that they have going on here in Old Sycamore. And of course the cause of it is, we believe, to be primarily the work of Tartuk, aka Tartuccio. And so right now it's really all about trying to find out where the relic is that we're supposed to be looking for. We're not exactly sure where it is, or if we know where it is, but we need to access the Sycamore Hall, and that means we have to find the relic that these mites and kobolds alike both seem to be looking for. The kobolds claim that one of the mites, or that the mites ended up stealing their relic. The mites are like, no, we didn't end up doing anything, we don't have it, and it appears that they don't have it, because they, I think, are also kind of looking for it, or trying to find out what happened to it. So now we're kind of doing some of the dirty work for them and trying to look around for it and see if we can eventually find it. Guess we need to go back down here, I guess, to be able to go down there. I wasn't really looking at the map very well. It's kind of hard to tell where some of the paths go, because there's not, like on this map, there's not a lot of solid coloring, or I guess, how should I put it? There's not a lot of solid coloration to let you know in some areas where you can go up or down in elevation, or which paths are accessible, or where the turns go off and on. Some of these areas are just too dark to be able to tell that. So it's kind of hard to tell when you're trying to quickly run to an area which direction you need to go sometimes. Obviously some of the walls are outlined, and you can kind of see areas that you haven't been able to explore because the walls cut you off. So Like, the map gives you a general idea, but in some of these indoor environments, the coloration is a bit too dark to be able to tell sometimes. So on the surface level, we already talked to the Might Queen to see if we could get more information out of her. We weren't able to get anything out of her. So now we're honestly just looking for the relic, and I don't know if there's a certain area that I haven't gone to that I need to still go to find it, or not. There's only one area that I know that I haven't gone to, and that's this place over here with the skeletons. We could go outside to rest, but I think that we're going to at least try and deal with these skeletons, even though we have a very low hit point total with Valerie. I think I'm going to at least try to see if I can defeat them. With what limited resources that we have. And if we're not able to, then we're just going to go ahead and rest up and deal with them that way. So what I can do here is I can try and use potions and scrolls to kind of protect us a little bit. And maybe like a monster summoning scroll can just go ahead and kind of put something in between them and our back line, just to kind of make it a bit easier to not have to deal with quite as much in terms of action going to our back line. But we're going to do the usual here. We're going to swap out the weapons to more blunt type options, so that way we can get past damage reduction and deal more damage to them. I think I was accidentally mixing up duel and deal. Yeah, there. So we do have potions here that we can use. I don't think that at the end of the day, I don't think we're going to be using a healing potion on them anytime soon. Are there any wands that we could use that might do anything? Bane, no. Lead Blades, no. True Strike, no. I guess the Scroll of Protection from Evil could help, because the skeletons, I believe, are evil. And then maybe some monster summoning might also help us out, just to kind of ease up on being able to, again, tank hits, or just, in general, just trying to make sure that they can't get to the back line by just making more cannon fodder for them to go after. So we have a Scroll of Enlarged Person. That might be useful on Amiri. If we want to go and cast it on her pre-combat, that might be helpful. Reduced Person could be helpful for... Basically, that's mainly just for AC tanking, for dexterity focused characters, but we don't have anyone like that yet. Alchemist Fire could be interesting, and Acid Flasks, just to try and get some area of effect damage in on these guys. And if someone's going to do that, it would probably be me with the flask. So, is there anything how that works here? So I guess we don't really need it to hit roll for that, but my character might be the one that wants to do it. I don't know. Trying to figure this out as I go to see what would be most useful here. I guess we can also give enlarged person to a Miri. Maybe one healing potion might be okay too. Maybe a potion of bark skin might end up doing okay for Harim, just to give him some more AC to get in there. Let's just use a potion for you. Let's use a potion for you. We do lose out on a bit of money from using some potions, but we do need to be able to take care of these guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that. So I guess we'll just go ahead and have the 75 GP potion. Do I want to use it? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, so let's try and go for some of the things that we have here. And see if we can try and make this work out. I guess we can also give you some of these throwing potions here. They're not too expensive if we use them, so... as far as like selling value and that kind of thing. Okay, so...
I am yours to command.
Patience.
What troubles you?
So have you just use that on her.
Yes.
And now let's go ahead and enlarge. Well, I think we want to do the cantrips here real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the buffs. And then I think we're just going to give it a try. If it doesn't work, then we'll rest, obviously.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Okay, and then let's know. Again, with the encumbrance button just being conveniently placed there on the portrait, that takes you to the inventory screen.
I wrote it like I saw it.
And temporary hit points will be helpful here.
Well, sorry, was lost in thought.
Probably won't help with Amiri, but we'll do it anyway. Now I think it's time to activate stuff on the belt. So let's go ahead and have you drink that. And then let's go ahead and do a bit of divine favor here. And then let's do enlarge person on Amiri to try and have her be able to get in for a lot of hit points, hopefully. And then we'll have you drink a potion.
Anything is possible.
Alright, so enlarge person worked. Let's just go ahead and get you some more things to throw at them. And then don't think a lot of that stuff's going to work on skeletons, so we're not going to bother with those.
Together we stand.
And we're going to get power attack and cleave going.
The end draws near.
We're going to get the smites going with you. And we're going to do Shield of Faith on you. And then Protection from Evil on Harim. And then do we have any
I
other
will see
things?
this through.
Just letting the ink dry.
I think that's about it. Alright, so we just need to get the scrolls going
I'm
here.
still here.
Alright, let's summon some wolves here, or dogs, I guess. And then, is there anything else? I guess not particularly. We might use that. We might use True Strike, and we have some Inspired Courage here. And then we want to switch you to your Quarterstaff. Have you wail on them with that. You're going to wail on them doing that. Alright, so some of these buffs aren't going to last for very long, but I'm hoping that they last long enough where we're still going to be able to make good use of them. I don't think you have guidance on you, so we'll get that on you real quick. Alright, so I think we've got everything that we want. Alright, now it's time for the good old... we're just going to use a different save slot here, because I don't know if this is really going to work or not, but we'll do this, and we're going to see if this will end up working out for us.
Don't hesitate.
Mary, you get in there first.
I need a challenge.
Do we control the dogs? I don't know.
Here.
I thought that we controlled some animals, but I guess we don't. Okay. So let's get all of you up here then. I'm going to see if we can hold them at the choke point. Alright, now let's get in there. Miri, we might want to have you wait slightly.
Strike as one.
Ha!
Okay. Alright, now that we've gotten going, now I think we can use a bit of litter dust on these guys to, I don't know, maybe make it a bit harder on them to avoid attacks. Okay, so I think that, yep, 2 failed on their saves, so hopefully it's going to make it a bit easier on us to go and hit them. Now it's time to get in there. And you are going to charge. Charge at that one. And you are going to inspire them so she can hit.
Lost.
I'm hoping that with Amiri's reach that the skeletons aren't going to be able to go immediately to her. So I guess let's have Amiri try and kite this guy, or at least try and... Yeah, this isn't going too well, because they just constantly break off from Valerie and go after our other guys.
Do not hold back.
Yep, here we go again. So I guess they're just kind of knocked out, I guess. I don't know if they're actually... Yep, she's at minus 25, so she's like dead. But she'll rise after combat just without all the spells and effects and stuff that were on her. I mean, we technically can kite them this way, but it's not exactly very fun.
We shall overcome.
See, I guess the ones with the tower shields are a bit slower. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go ahead and rest and kind of give this another whirl. As we do not seem to be having too much success against the skeleton mobs without being able to rest, so... So I guess the real question too is that I still need to go ahead and find where the relic is, so I might need to go ahead and maybe take some time off screen to kind of find out exactly where that is.
Let us press on.
So you know what, I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and look around here in the sort of cave system here in Old Sycamore, in the sort of cavern system. We'll see if I can find if I missed something, or if there's maybe somewhere in the cavern where the relic might be, because there's like different areas and stuff over here. I don't know if there's a certain place I need to go, but I'm gonna see if I can find where I'm supposed to go here, and I'll kind of pause the recording and then I'll come back to you guys when I've ended up finding out maybe where exactly the relic is, or if there's any kind of place that I missed. So I'll be back to you guys shortly, and see you then. Okay, so I've returned, and I finally got around to going back to the kobold side of the Old Sycamore Depths, and so I realized that there was a door here in the northern sort of part of the kobold area that I hadn't opened yet, which I kind of passed on doing before, and I guess I can go ahead and do it now, should I wish. So we'll have Valerie go ahead and take a potion of healing there to maybe allow her to survive one hit, maybe. But we'll go ahead and quick save it here. And even if we don't fight here, we're not going to be able to heal all of our health during a rest anyway, so using a potion there isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see if we can deal with some of these guys without having to worry too much.
I stand ready.
Yes, we all stand ready to defend. So thankfully we only have kobold sentinels here instead of alchemists or people like that. Okay, well there's an alchemist. Alchemist, bone shaman. Okay, so we definitely want to try and back up here, so that way we can at least hold. Never mind. Valerie just went down.
Serves you right.
Okay, so I guess they're going after Harim with this breath, so we're just going to back away. Miri is already downed. Harim, you might as well just switch up to your sword here and get away. And the breath weapon didn't even hit because they were too far away and Harim was kind of walking away.
Repent.
So let's get
Survive. I always
out of there.
survive.
So we're basically just trying to avoid getting hit by these breaths that this alchemist is trying to use perpetually. And I think since they're using a ranged
Strike
weapon, it
as
might
one.
be better for us to get in there with melee weapons. So that way we can get some opportunity attacks on them. There we go. And we don't want to get in... We don't want to get into combat here. I guess they're attacking Jaethal up there. I don't know what Jaethal's doing here. I don't even know how Jaethal would have gotten here. I mean, I guess maybe they were going after Tartuk because they don't like how things ended with Tartuk not really being Tartuccio and instead being a kobold. Maybe they just don't like being lied to and they're very... you know, they're gonna go all the way and get their revenge.
Assist me or lose me.
Okay. Very well, we'll do what we can.
Do not hold back.
This body holds no more.
So I guess Jaethal's over there fighting. We're gonna try and assist her here with some ranged weapon attacks. Combat is finished. Well, technically it is, but we don't really feel like we won that combat. We just kind of barely scraped by for the most part.
Patience.
Well, we'll have you fighting defensively. I think we're going to need you up front just to be cannon fodder for us against these kobolds. 1 second. Okay, just wanted to go and check to be sure that I was recording there, just in case, after I did the long pause. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to trigger another combat here, or if we need to talk to, if we need to talk to Jaethal up there at all or anything like that. We'll go ahead and save it just because we won the combat, and so I guess technically it's a victory. It doesn't really feel like one, but we'll see if we can get by.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
So I think we want to go ahead and try and kill the shaman here as soon as we can. Harim and Valerie are just going to have to attack him for now. Never mind, I guess it's not going to be so easy. But we really need to get that shaman out of the way fast. So I guess Amiri, even with that aura bonus, they're still failing their saving throws, so that's kind of sucking for us.
Assist me or lose me.
So yeah, we're hitting on some attacks, we're just not doing very much damage. I just kind of wish that we would be able to have our anti-fear aura actually work. So I think, Amiri, it might be time for you to just try and get in here with your sword and try and take out that shaman that's really annoying us. We need to kill them quickly. Valerie, you need to get in there too.
This body holds no more.
Come on, hit them, Amiri, hit them. Get them with your sword. There we go. Alright, now that that's dealt with, Amiri, we want you to get out of there. Mainly we just wanted Amiri to try and land some attacks. Maybe she'd hit with one of them eventually, which she did. And now we just want to try and... let's try and take care of the crier first, then we'll go to
Assist me or lose me.
Jaethel, under normal circumstances, I think would probably already be down, because she is taking a lot of punishment there that no one should really be able to take at this level. So I don't know if she can't be downed because she's not in our party yet.
They go down!
Yeah, so Jaethel's just taking a whole lot of punishment, but she's not going down. So yeah, that's, I don't know if this is really an exploit or not. I mean, I didn't really intend to do this at all, so, I mean, honestly, I think that she should just go down at this point, and then let Valerie do the legwork.
This body holds no more.
Because she's probably at like 1 hit point in perpetuity, and she can't go down. Alright, so now we've defeated Chief Suitscale here. And that's the chief of the kobolds that I guess allowed themselves to be influenced by Tartuk, the kobold shaman that we've been kind of going after. And so he's on death's door. Deceased is chief and Suitscale tribe. I'm not going to kill you, Chief. Just take your kobold servants out of here and leave. I am a merciful person. I didn't want bloodshed in the first place. And honestly, I don't want to have to kill everybody here. And I didn't want a bloodbath. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. I initially wanted them to have peace. They just weren't hearing it on both sides, but maybe we can get away without bloodshed now. The chief clambers onto his feet, shaking from his wounds. I need no pity. Take my relic. Pays for my life. Okay, so we get a bit of experience points for that, and I mean, it's not necessarily what all paladins would do, because a kobold is an evil creature, but like, we don't want there to be just a bunch of bloodbaths out there doing everything. Or I guess we don't want there to just be a bunch of bloodbaths on our hands where we're just murdering everyone in our path. That might be what some paladins might do because they feel that the ends justify the means, but You know, not all paladins are like that. Not all paladins are the same or created equal or that, whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to see if there's any places for perception checks here now that we're not worrying so much about combat. So yeah, I don't think we're going to get so lucky in the future where we're going to have someone like Jaethel just tanking a bunch of hits that they shouldn't be able to. I'm not even sure where Jaethel is right now. I don't know where she ran off to. So for now, we're just kind of finding extra loot here, and we might eventually rest and then go after these skeletons that we weren't able to defeat earlier, and we might just try and go into the chamber where, I don't know, maybe that's where Tartuk is, because we're not finding Tartuk over here. At least I don't think that we are. They don't appear to be over here, otherwise they probably would have been part of the fight that we were doing with Suit Scale. Alright, so there's Jaethel then. We'll talk to her in a minute. We just want to make sure that we don't forget any loot or anything that might be lying around in here. I mean, Jaethel is evil. I don't necessarily know if we want to work with her long term, obviously. It's not exactly a great prospect for a paladin to work with someone that seems kind of not good-willed or good-hearted. So let's do another quick save here, and I think we've gotten quite a bit of loot now. Let's see what she has to say. While you were busy fighting, someone was busy trying to escape from the kobold prison, and that attempt was a success. Jaethel straightens her clothes as if to eliminate all signs of staying in the kobold prison. Let us strike out and forget. Okay, well, tell me more about the story of Tartuccio and the kobolds and getting locked in their prison. There is nothing to say. The gnome needed servants to seek an artifact, voiceless, diligent, and numerous. Jaethel frowns scornfully. He subdued the kobolds by idle talk and trickery. The despicable buffoon. So he just, he needed people to go and find his artifact that he was looking for. And the kobolds just obliged because he's a magic user, I bet, and he has powers that are beyond most kobolds' abilities, so they just kind of blindly followed him, and he wanted Jaethel, I guess, imprisoned. A battle with the Stag Lord and a possible barony awaits me. I would appreciate the help of someone as skilled as you. And then he can just be like, oh, I hope that we never meet again, you evil bastard. But I think for now, begrudgingly, we're just going to have her come along just because we need extra bodies to be able to help us deal with Tartuccio, and hopefully later on we can go ahead and have her hit the road if we need to, but for now we just need an extra body around to be able to take care of all the stuff that we've been fighting. A battle with the so-skilled bandit king will entertain me. I shall follow you for now. So I guess the battle with the mighty Stag Lord might entice her enough, or at least the prospect of it entices her enough to come along with us for now. It is time to continue my journey then. And so now we have Jaethel in the party here. We have some leveling up to do. There's not a whole lot of leveling up to be done with her, I think. I'm not going to go with the pre-made build, even though I'm not really too familiar with Inquisitors or what they get as far as abilities. So we'll want extra perception. You don't care about persuasion, we already have that in the bag. Religion could be helpful. I guess nature might also be helpful for some of those lore checks and then I guess more Arcana for lore checks. I don't think we're going to need these things very much with the armor that she's probably going to wear. So I think that's all we're going to need for her. Just get some of the lore checks and perception up so that way we have someone to help us out with those things. And so we get another spell for her. Divine Favor, Inflict White Wounds. Extra healing would obviously be welcome, but I think Shield of Faith could also help out quite a bit for Valerie and her tanking ability. Bless could also be useful here. I think we'll just go with Shield of Faith, just have another way of being able to get the AC tank going. We already have plenty of Bless. We have Remove Fear on Lindsay already. Stunning Barrier, I suppose, could be interesting. Provide some extra defenses, but this only benefits her, so she can only cast it on herself. So some more Shield of Faith action going on, probably the play here. Alright, I guess she gets lots of things from elf proficiencies, and then her domain deity thing there. Alright, so you can get teamwork feats with an Inquisitor, and you can still get the teamwork feats for the sole purpose of her getting the benefits, so those could be something that we can look into, just getting her some teamwork feats that can help her out, with the idea that if they benefit herself, then all the more, all the merrier. So I guess, yeah, we can get one Knowledge World. I don't know, maybe just going into some athletics might be better. So that way we have someone else that can do that reasonably well. Again, I think that she's going to be wearing armor to where that's not going to really come up that much, but maybe she might be able to do it better than Amiri can. Don't really care about point blank shot because I'm just going to be doing melee with her. And I guess she likes using a scythe, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then the teamwork feat, what do we want to do here? So Precise Strike could be good because it just allows us to do more damage. And we're going to have Valerie and other people in melee. Shake It Off can be very good for saving throw bonuses. So I guess it would be either back-to-back for taking care of flanking, Precise Strike for offense, or Shake It Off for bonus saving throws. So I think I'll go with Precise Strike because it's not really something we're going to have to worry about too much as far as, like, we're not AC tanking with her necessarily, and she's not using a shield. So Precise Strike, just to improve her offense a little bit, might be the play there. And then with this one, there isn't really a whole lot of spells here that we'd want to take. Cause Fear could be interesting on humanoid enemies, but once they have enough hit dice, they're just completely unaffected, so it's kind of a wasted spell pick later on, so I don't think I'm going to take that. I don't want to take something here that becomes redundant. Protection from alignment could be interesting if we want to use that for, I don't know if we get to pick the alignment, it just says protection from alignment, so I think that maybe we choose it when we cast it, or maybe it just gives us all the alignment picks to choose from, maybe. Obviously more healing is somewhat good, but since Jaethal is undead, healing wouldn't help her, it would hurt her as far as healing goes, because she's undead technically. Stunning barrier could be good. I think maybe protection from alignment could be good. If we can do it like protection from evil quite a bit, then that could obviously be helpful for like Valerie in the front line. Maybe for Jaethal as well. So let's get Jaethal up here in this formation. What equipment do you have? Chainmail and a scythe. I think that'll be okay for now. So is there any other gear that we want to give you? Probably not. Since we're not going to be holding on to her for the long term, I don't think. Oh, and here's the Might's Relic that Chief Suit Scale gave us from the kobolds. A sacred branch of the Old Sycamore is white as snow and covered with drops of hardened amber resin. You can sense the magic in the relic. It opens the entrance to the underground Sycamore Hall. Merchants will definitely pay much to sell this relic to collectors. Obviously, we're not going to go ahead and sell it. We're just going to use it, unless we get to keep it after we use it, which in case maybe we might sell it, but maybe we might just keep it around. Maybe because it's got this little glowing background, or this sort of golden type background like these other antiquities have. So maybe there might be some kind of use for it later on that we're not really sure yet of. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that we really want to give her, or that we can even give her that's useful. Okay, well, I think that that settles that. She has a weapon. We might give her maybe a composite longbow if we really need her to use that. Hopefully not, but we might. She has a halfway decent strength. She has a scythe that she prefers. She has some armor. I think that's all she needs. So let's see what other loot is around here before we head off. Alright, we got another potion of mage armor, and
How curious.
and Jaethal just sounds like an evil witch whenever she talks, which was probably the intent of the developers, but even just the way that she talks, she doesn't even talk like she has a... There's no holding your disbelief. She just sounds evil all the time. And we're kind of clipping through the box there, that wooden cage. Don't know why that's going on, but I guess no game is perfect. So what do we have here? The size of this room's shelving suggests that it once served as a larder for human miners who abandoned this place long ago. So I guess I'm not exactly sure what a larder is. I'm assuming it's some kind of mining device, or maybe some kind of storage area for mining. Maybe that's where they put tools and stuff. I don't know. Someone can correct me on what a larder is. I'm sure I can just Google it a bit later after the session is over, or after this episode is done with. But yep. So they have a larder over there. And now that we have the relic, we can go over there and deal with the Sacred Hall. But I'm assuming that once we go through there that a fight will be imminent, so I'm probably going to need to go outside and rest up before doing the fight.
I'm listening.
Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and rest up. Then I'm going to go ahead and take care of the fight, or what I assume will be a fight once we go through to Sycamore Hall. So I'll go ahead and take care of that, and I'll be right back when I am in front of the hall. Okay, I am back, and I kind of had a change of heart because I realized that Jaethal here does have a variety of abilities that she does have available to her, and we don't need to rest just yet for her to restore all of those abilities. And she also has this attack here called Disrupt Undead, which if she hits with a ranged touch attack, which is a lot easier to hit with because you can bypass lots of armor and such, like the armor that the skeletons wear, you can do some damage to them on a hit. So I think that with Jaethal, the fight against these skeleton warriors over here, or skeleton champions I think is what they're called, it should be a lot easier. As long as Valerie can hang in there, then I think that we should be able to go ahead and deal with this pretty effectively. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch you off of that. And then we don't have too many other resources. We have some Inspire Courage to help hit with some attacks. And we'll do the good old guidance going on here.
Speak.
And then we'll do this. I think we might move these cantrips up a bit more, so that way we can have our mouse cursor in a similar spot to Harim using his cantrips here. And this is just kind of maybe a bit pedantic here, but we'll just go ahead and do it anyway. And then you're going to do that. You're going to go ahead and use Shield of Faith on Valerie. Or maybe even not Shield of Faith. Maybe Protection from Alignment might actually be better here, because that would also basically do the same thing. Protection from evil will help against skeletons. So let's do Protection from evil there. I don't know if the spells will stack. I can just double check here to see if they would stack. Maybe I can learn something here. Okay, so I guess I wouldn't know if it applies or not.
You have my attention.
Until combat actually begins. I might go with Divine Favor though, just because I might want to go ahead and use that for my attacks here. So that would help out my attack rolls a little bit to have that.
Ask.
I'm listening.
Alright, so let's go with Divine Favor then. And then I think we're going to be ready.
Here I am. See.
Well, I don't even know if we're going to need her to do that. I think we'll just rely a lot on Disrupt Undead, I think. We'll rely a lot on Disrupt Undead to have her do this. And we'll go ahead and give it a quick save here. and see if we can do well with this setup here.
Let us press on. Stand with me.
Yeah, I guess that might have been a reason to go and take a point-blank shot as a feat to help out. I think with Disrupt Undead, because it is a ranged attack, so that might have been a helpful feat to take that I didn't realize at the time, but maybe at the next point that we get a feat we can do that instead. And now we are going to get in there. I'm basically just hoping that Valerie can hang in there and not have to worry about getting hit by any attacks, So Deflection from Evil did give her a nice AC boost there against these guys, so let's see how well she can hold up here. Again, relying a lot on Disrupt Undead here. Might need to switch you over. And let's go ahead and get you switched over to Quarterstaff. Have you try and charge in, hopefully.
Avenge me.
I guess Valerie just went down, so I think it's going to be a bit more difficult. Alright, so we're going to have to give this another whirl here if we want to win the battle. I think this might end the episode is pretty soon here. I have some Thanksgiving stuff to get ready for, but hopefully we're going to be able to do enough here where we're going to be able to win. I'm hoping. So let's go ahead and try this again.
Let us press on.
Let's go ahead and try some of the things where we can hopefully pull out all the stops here. See if we can hit them with some glitter dust. So thankfully the skeleton that's trying to go after Jaethal here is a bit slower from their tower shield. So let's switch a Miri. We honestly just need to try and hold these guys off just enough. So that way Disrupt Undead can kind of kick in here. Now let's have you guys try and chip in over here. Sadly, Valerie ended up going down once again. Not exactly sure where it shows up in the log here. There we go. Maybe that was it. I guess Valerie technically didn't go down, they're just bypassing her for now.
Let us strike as one!
Okay, so we almost have one taken care of here. I think we're just going to run away with these guys because their ranged attacks aren't really doing a whole lot. So we're just going to have to try to kite them as best we can.
Unworthy.
Lindsay, let's see if you can try and drive the skeleton away. I don't know.
Serves you right.
Alright, let's see if we can do this. Honestly, at this point, any result that basically allows us to win the fight is going to be good enough for me.
Wretched thing.
Okay, so we were at least able to take out that skeleton there.
Can't be over.
But then she gets hit for 18 points of damage from this big hulking great axe. So we're gonna have to give that another whirl. So we might need to go ahead and rest after all to be able to take out these skeletons, but honestly I'm just relying a lot on Disrupt Undead being able to hopefully take out one of them before they can do too much. Maybe I might just need to get all these other characters out of here. Let's get everyone except for, maybe we might just keep them in here for now. And just have... I wish that I could cut them off from just going to our back line, but I don't have Grease as a spell to help me. So, we'll see what we can do here. Okay, let's try a bit of Glitter Dust here. Assuming this will be able to hit them. And then we want to have this to help her out. We'll do Justice to help her out with her attack rolls. And once again, they are just bypassing Valerie once again. So yeah, it's a bit difficult here to try and deal with them because obviously it's kind of, you have to prevent them from just going straight to the back line. Opportunity attacks aren't enough to convince them not to, because Valerie doesn't really hit on many attacks to begin with. So we might need to find a different way of dealing with this. So I'll have to go ahead and think it over. I have some stuff to get ready for today, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode compared to what I usually do. But we will go ahead and save the game here, and we'll kind of call it an episode a bit early. We have to get to some things for Thanksgiving today, but I hope that you all enjoyed this episode all the same, even though it's kind of maybe a bit more of a filler episode. Not a whole lot happened here. We did end up being able to find the relic that we were looking for, and we ended up defeating Chief Scale and his the remainder of the kobold encampment. And so we took care of Chief Scale and the kobolds. We spared his life, and we're just like, no, just take the remainder of your kobolds and just get out of here. And we didn't want any more bloodshed, like we've been saying from the very beginning since we first came into Old Sycamore. And so we're just going to have to live with the fact that we might need to just rest and then take care of these skeletons a bit later. But anyway, I hope that anyone that's still watching enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you all next time, and I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Take care, everybody.